Our book review feature this morning, we paged through Iain Buchan's latest book titled Hunting the Dragon, the story behind the world's most radical leadership system. This book has been described as a business leadership book or memoir like no other, tells the story of the failure after failure of the brilliant but often frustrated South African entrepreneur who finally went to hit the big time with a billion rand company. And to tell us more about this book and the story as he shares it in this offering is Iain. Iain, a very good morning to you. A warm welcome to Morning Live. I mean, for starters, I've mentioned in the intro that this book is described as a business leadership book like no other. Tell us more about this book.
Morning, Lebo, and morning to all your viewers. Lebo, there must be 5,000-10,000 wonderful leadership books out there. And I really mean that. They're great, great books. The challenge with many of them, though, is that they don't actually tell you how to do things. So there's wonderful intention about if you do this and do this and do this, it's great. But they don't give you the action part of switching across into action. So we grow our leaders in an action kind of a way, which is very different. And it's been a very interesting journey for us to do that. So it's like you go to university or school and you learn all the theory. How do you put that into practice? And this book is about the practice of that. And we get amazing results, particularly with youngsters in our sales force who we've grown and taught how to run their own businesses. And it's just wonderful to see over 1,000 of these youngsters now running their own business, not from a theoretical point of view, but from a practical point of view.
Mm-hmm. What propelled you to, to share your story through this book?
That's a great question, because we kept finding that we were repeating the story all the time and trying to explain to people the background about why did we come up with the principle. For example, there's a very simple principle which talks about never deny your children the privilege of struggle. And in this modern day, we tend not to do that. So I can say to you, never deny your children the privilege of struggle. But what does that actually mean? So the book was put together to take some of these principles and to show people how, what is the background of that principle and why it actually works. So that was the one thing. The other thing was really to inspire people to not give up. And, John Maxwell, who some of your viewers may know, is a wonderful world-famous leader, and he's written 30-odd books. And he talks about the fact that they did some research in California, which showed that the average person who started a business tried 1.5 times and then gave up. And yet the people who are successful tried one more time. So the average guy who's successful tried just that one more time and did 2.5 times and was successful. In my particular case, it's about 5 or 6. I had to, it took me a long time to learn. And we just felt in talking to some of our leaders that we need to inspire our people. Our people are suffering. They're having a tough time in this country. And this was to give them hope and to say, just go out and try one more time. We've got a model. It works on leadership. And go out that one more time. Just get up and give it a go. And you will be amazed at the results if you've got a great dream.
Mm-hmm. Now, speak to us about, that moment when you finally went on to hit the big time with this billion rand company after going through more than a handful of failures, like you said.
I wish I could say that it was like flicking on a light switch and everything was fine. It wasn't. The real world isn't like that. The real world is about working very hard, working very consistently. And I think, Lebo, it starts with a dream. And, great leaders, and I took this from many books that I read, great leaders are dealers in hope. And our people need that. Our youth desperately need hope. They need something better in their lives. And if they lose that hope, you give up and it's terrible. And so for us, it was about starting in a small way with some sales guys And we started with giving them a dream. We learned very, very quickly, my son Zach and myself, when we started the business, okay, that if you can give people a dream and they can hang on to a dream, that gives them the hope. Then they'll put up with the bad times and the tough times. And when they're knocked down, they'll get up and they'll go again. So that started to happen in little pockets. And we saw this whole concept of the dream working and working more and more and more. And then suddenly, in about 2001, Zach and I changed a few things that we were doing, and we just started to focus really big time on the dream. And we could see that we were onto something now. We'd lit a fire under people, they got it, and we just couldn't let that go. And that's when it really gripped me, and I got into leadership. Funny enough, before that, I wasn't really into leadership. I was just trying to survive.
All right, Iain, thank you so much for talking to us. I wish we had more time, but good luck with the book. I hope entrepreneurs take what you have to say seriously. Well, author Iain Buchan, and we've been chatting about his new book titled Hunting the Dragon, the story behind the world's most radical leadership system. So it's a must-read for all entrepreneurs.